Level 3.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Can we move on to Arnold? Arnold, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what's your expectation?
Oh, to get more insights on the level 3 papers and participating in the class to be able to pass all my level 3 papers.
Okay, thank you, Arnold. BB.
From Jessica.
BB, if you can hear me.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. We're setting PSA. So my expectation is to get to know more about this new syllabus for PSA, and I hope to pass my exams.
Okay, thank you, BB. We can move on to Benedicta. Benedicta.
Good evening.
Evening, Benedicta.
I also hope to understand the new syllabus so that I can pass my PhD sitting this November.
Okay, which level are you writing?
Level 2 PhD.
Okay, let's move on to Adiza. Adiza, if you can hear me. Okay, she can't hear me. Cameron, what's your expectation?
Good evening.
Evening.
Okay, so as my colleagues has already said, my expectation is to know the new composite of the syllabus and how tutors are going with the new syllabus to help us build confidence in passing the courses and also to understand the courses. So, and this is my first time joining an ICA meeting or class. This is my first time participating in ICA, so I have a lot to learn.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go to Elom. Elom, if you can hear me. Okay.
Hello, I can hear you. Sorry, I can hear you.
Okay, what's your expectation, Elom?
Oh, just to have, as my other colleagues have said, to get the insight into the new syllabus so that I can know how well to prepare for the upcoming exams so that I can pass.
Okay, thank you, Elom. I have Enoch Bampom and Enoch Boatin. So let's start with the first Enoch Bampom. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Hello, Enoch. Hello, Enoch. Okay, he can't hear me. Erica Nelson. Hello, Erica Nelson. Okay, let's move to the next person. Enoch Boatin, if you can hear me.
Okay, so I just want to understand the syllabus and also to pass the exams as well.
Okay, thank you, Enoch. Eunice. Madam Eunice, what's your expectation? November 2024 will be the first time this new syllabus will be examined. What is your expectation? Okay, she can't hear me. Let's move on to Faustina Ofe. Faustina Ofe. She can't hear me. Frederick John.
We've already called Frederick John.
Oh, okay. Let's go to George Amoa. Mr. George Amwa, if you can hear me. Okay. It appears they are not by their device. Mr. Hudu, what is your expectation?
Yeah, my expectation is to get a full understanding of the course. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I think the network. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Hudu.
Yeah, my expectation
Hello.
is to get a full understanding of the course and also to grab the exams techniques in order to enable me, blow the paper.
Okay, thank you. I heard a lady's voice.
Erica.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
So this is George.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
At a
also
point,
to
I heard a female voice.
Erica Nelson. It was Erica.
Erica.
Erica, so what's your expectation?
Hello, please, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, so please, I'm starting out my ICA and I was recommended this platform to be able to get an overview of the papers, especially with PSC, as there's been some major changes in the syllabus. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a good understanding and also pass my papers. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Imoro, Amin.
Someone wanted to speak.
Oh, okay. Please go ahead.
George, you can speak.
Mr. George Amwa. Okay. Let's move on to Imoro, Amin.
To understand the syllabus and also pass the exams as well.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I have two participants by name iPhone. So if you are iPhone, please tell us your name and your expectation.
hello, sir. This is George.
Okay. Mr. George Amwa, I'm listening to you. Your line is not too clear. Okay, that's fine. Let's move on. Jonas. Jonas, if you can hear me, what's your expectation?
Okay, so my expectation is just simple, so that
okay.
I'll be
The exams.
one of the qualified chartered accountants.
Okay. You know, Jonas is my main man, so you'll be fine. With Pros Training Solution, I can tell you that you'll be fine, okay? Okay, so Meshach,
Yes,
what's your
please.
expectation?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, my expectation is to get all the insight needed to pass the paper. I'm going to see.
Okay, that's fine. We see our boss Bill and his team will simplify issues for you and you will pass at first attempt. No wahala at all. Okay.
Well noted, sir. Thank you very much.
Maybe, are you there? Can you tell us your expectation? Okay, if I can't hear from you, let's go to the next person, Mohammed.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mohammed.
Please, I'm a research student. My expectation is to pass the November right.
Okay. Which level?
Level 3.
Level 3. Okay. You are very close to qualifying as a chartered accountant. With Prof's Training Solution, you'll be offered all the resources required for you to achieve your goal. Let's listen to Nana. Hello, Nana. Okay, Nana can't hear me. Eric Yao Inketia. Eric.
Hello, sir.
Inketia. Yes, talk to me.
I'm also a reciter in PSC. So this time around, I want to understand everything when the new syllabus and finally pass my exams.
Okay. I hope you are aware that now IPSAS is going to play a key role in the public sector accounting and finance paper.
Yes, sir.
I can assure you that our tutors will take you through everything that is required for you to pass this paper and pass very well. Next person is Patience Jedu Asiedu.
Hello, Bill and the team. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I'm a reciter. Had experience with you. Thank you very much. I had little challenges last sitting, so I couldn't make it. I hope this one, with your help, I will still through. That is my expectation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Patience. You can lower the volume on one of your devices so that we don't get feedback. Mr. Patrick Tete Ajiman. Patrick Tete Ajiman, what's your expectation, sir?
All right, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
My expectation is I had strategic case studies and corporate reporting to write. So a friend of mine recommended me to your institution that you are very good when it comes to case study and corporate reporting. So I decided to join and then have a feel of your two texts and then to be able to pass as well.
Sure. You are in safe hands. Okay. Next person, Richard. Hello, Richard. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm also a reciter in strategic case study. So my expectation is to get the understanding of it, of the syllabus, and then also get how to tackle the questions to be able to pass my strategic case study.
Okay, that's fine. When it comes to strategic case study, I can tell you that Boss Bill has been in the business of turning the stories of students around, even at short notice. So if you can take a decision to have your tuition with Prof's Training Solution, especially if you are writing strategic case study, I can tell you that if you will listen to the advice, if you will follow the assignment and the instructions he's going to give you, you will pass this paper first attempt. The next person is Stephen. Stephen, what's your expectation for this syllabus walkthrough exercise?
My expectation is I was with Bill, Prof. He told me, Stephen, follow me. What I say, do. Exactly what I did, and I cleared strategy case study. And I'm still expecting that he will follow the same strategy and teach me at the end of the day, I should clear my CR, which is the paper I'm left with. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Rosina. Roslyn, what's your expectation?
Yeah, sir. I'm resitting a PSC, so my expectation is to understand the new syllabus, know the in and out as to how the approach to answer the PSA and move on to the part 3 papers. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Awudu. Safia Awudu, what's your expectation? Safia Awudu, please, what's your expectation? Okay, let's move on to Stephen Odru. If you can hear me.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, my expectation is to be able to grasp the concept and the principles contained in the new syllabus to be able to pass my level 2 papers.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sorry, I was trying to unmute myself and my phone was freezing.
The devil
Please,
is a liar.
please.
So you can
Yes,
talk now.
Good evening. So my
Evening.
expectation is anyway, some of us are going for Second World War. But this time my expectation is to be able to understand all the new syllables and write and pass. That's the PSA.
Okay. Okay, well noted. We are taking note of the expectation of all participants, and I can assure you that the team at Prof's Training Solution is committed to helping students realize their dream. Okay. Now, Tandy, can you hear me? Tandy.
Yes.
Okay. What's your expectation?
My expectation is I'm a first time sitter of the FR. So
Okay.
I'm expecting to be able to be helped and hopefully get it at the first attempt.
Okay. Well noted. Well noted. Solomon Nati. Mr. Solomon Nati.
PSA tutor.
Yes, so I can see him. Good evening, my boss.
Good evening, boss. Good evening,
How
my
are
boss.
you?
Bill. By his
I
grace,
hope you
I'm
have
doing
heard
perfectly.
all the comments from participants in respect of PSA.
Very, very well.
Great.
My
Great.
expectation is that the number that has joined today will have the trust and belief in Prof. Bill's team and register with Prof Training Solutions. The key to success will be theirs at the end of it all. We have students giving testimonies about this particular school, a very unique one. Be part of this testimony, and at the end, all glory and give thanks to God. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Wilson, if you can hear me. Wilson. Hello, Wilson. Okay, I can't hear from him. The last person.
Yeah.
The last person is Yao. Hello, Yao. Okay. Yao cannot hear me. At this point, I want all participants to fasten their seatbelts. I'm going to hand over to the pilot, Boss Bill, to take us on this journey of the ICAG syllabus walkthrough for the November 2024 exam sitting. Boss Bill, over to you.
Okay, so just a few words that I want to put across. I want to make something clear to all of you, okay? I want you to repeat these words after me. If it has to be, it is up to me.
Has to be.
It has to be.
If
It has to be.
It's up to me.
It has to be.
If it has to be, it is up to me.
If
It
it
has
has
to
to
be.
be,
It's up to me.
it's up to me.
That is it.
It
Now,
has to be, it's up to me.
one thing I want to tell you, before everything begins, before whatever syllabus work through, whatever you want to understand, is the problem of one, mindset, and two, procrastination. I have realized that a lot of people fail ICA exam or professional exams because of these two things. One, they think that okay, if I go, I am getting questions, okay, rather than trying to grasp the concept. Most of us are fighting to get questions, right? Now, I can guarantee you, my team and I can guarantee you now, I'm talking about this new syllabus, not the old one. This new syllabus, there's a sure way we can guarantee you your pass mark. But listen, we can't do it alone. Do you understand what I mean? It can't be done on our own, right? If it has to be, it's up to you. So let me ask a simple question. Some people's backgrounds are quite noisy. Let me ask a simple question. What is so different about the syllabus that there are so many tuition centers out there? Is it not the same text? Please answer me.
It is.
It is. So one thing I want to assure you is that we just need you to put in that little effort for us, right? This is a new beginning, yes. And I am telling you, your pass rate can be guaranteed. As you are sitting here, I promise you that if you are sitting and if you join class, I can guarantee you your pass rate, but I can't do it alone. That is one thing you have to have it in mind, right? If you are ready to listen, you are ready to play your part, I can guarantee, even if you are sitting, we have had that track record, right? With people having 1 in level 2 and 4 in level 3, and they make it 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. That was our hallmark. So they used to call us the five paper champion. Yes, of course, because I believe that once you listen and you follow a specific guideline, history will repeat itself, right? We call it our proven methodologies. That is our secret recipe, okay? But I realized that in time, because people had so many information, they had so much information overload, it wasn't working. So what I want you to do is get your notepad, because this new syllabus is even easier. I'll teach you a simple trick right from here till the time we close. And that trick, trust me, if you apply it, you are going to sail through every paper straightforward, no stress, and then you will be fine. And this is what we call paper integrations. What did I say?
Paper integration.
Yeah, so every new syllabus, there are some things that are integrated into it. Once you understand these integrations, it means that every particular question will have these sort of integrations. So I will share my screen. I hope you can see my screen. So what's the first thing I mentioned? I say if it has to be, it is up to who?
Up to you.
me.
If it has to be, it's up to you. So let that thing sink in. Don't let anybody lie to you, right? People attend multiple tuition centers, right? The same course. Let me tell you one thing. If you know you are doing that, just stick to one tuition center and then have time for yourself, right? Because this new syllabus has been brought up because employers are saying that most chartered accountants qualified by grace. By grace now, portal, yeah, by grace that he got some mark and he came. At workplace, they can't do anything. Some people cannot even prepare simple budgets. They don't know anything. Because of this, APA will never throw in this syllabus. I'm telling you, we have sat down and we have made sure that there's no way questions will be repeated from henceforth. I'm telling you, there is no way questions will be repeated. There's no way. Listen carefully. There's no way you are getting a pop. But however, if you are trained well and you cover exactly what you need, there's no way you will fail. This is even easier, right? Rather than relying on a stream of questions, we will use the questions for practice, but you need to really get the concept behind. So this syllabus walkthrough, I will walk you through paper integrations. I'll teach you some few exam techniques to add to your toolkit. Then the rest, we'll channel them to the main class, okay? So I'll see you in class then. But before we start, what are the main paper integrations? So we'll compare the two syllabuses, right? The old one and the new one, and what has changed. I want you to get your notepad, your writing pad, I prefer my students always have full scap notebooks because it represents your exam sheet for me, right? Exercise book, you may throw it away. Okay, so for now, fine. You don't know, so just keep an exercise book or A4 sheet or whatever you are using to write, right? But one thing you must understand are what? the things I told you, the paper integrations. So last night's paper, it was a whole, so we have the whole overhaul, right? Which means that the whole syllabus will be thrown away. And then last night was a complete overhaul, right? Where there was a whole different, it was like a fundamental shift. But this syllabus is not a complete overhaul. It is paper integration. And these paper integrations are what we are going to use. Okay. And there are some things that will span across levels. If you understand them, you are good to go. So if you can see here, let me just open this one. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready to write? So development of technical competence in a regulatory environment. Now, this new syllabus, which is from 2024 down to when? When is it expiring?
2029.
2029, right? Now, this syllabus contains what detailed specifications of the extent and depth, right? How far you go, that is the extent, that is the scope, and how deep of the knowledge do you require of laws, regulations, codes, and standards. Now, this is where students are weak. From my experience, right? In over a decade, I have seen that anytime there's something about a law, like let's say for public sector, going to read about maybe the Get Fund Act, or maybe something in the new public management, or something in PEFA, sometimes you cannot get them directly, dito off head. You get it? These are some of the things that now they require you as a professional to have it on your. Okay, so this
Yes.
I want you to write something. Yeah, Andy, your hand is up. Andy, your hand is up. Or maybe
Please,
you
we
don't
don't want to have any interruptions. So if you are not speaking, kindly mute yourself so that we can all listen to Boss Bill clearly. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Okay, so I want you to write laws, regulation, codes, and standards down. Now, every paper now, you have to look at some laws, regulations, codes, and standards that will be required. For instance, if you are doing corporate reporting, there are some standards, there are some codes of ethics, there are some regulations, okay? Now, in corporate reporting, bits and pieces of the Ghana Companies Act. Now, corporate reporting, you are going back to take what they threw away from FR. For instance, you are going to learn banking, you are going to learn insurance, headache, right? It wasn't there before. Now, employers are saying that yes, you employ chartered accountants and they don't know anything about insurance, yet they are working in insurance companies. Some are working in petroleum organizations, but it's like their knowledge is limited. They don't know what is successful effort. They don't know what is full cost accounting. All these things, they've inculcated it now. Okay, so your syllabus is no joke, but that is what makes it amazing and easy, because with the right preparation, you will be fine. Let me show you something. I just want to go to corporate reporting. I just want to show you, so don't be scared. We got you, right? I just want to show you something small. Corporate reporting. I hope you can see my screen. I hope you can see my screen. Now, do you know the most important thing of your syllabus? A lot of students do not know. That is why the syllabus becomes a problem for, it's like you are driving without a map. Where are you going? The reason why most of you fail is that you just focus on tuition, you focus on books, and even books, you don't read table of the chapter objectives. You see, the way we learn is a problem. Okay, and we spend all the time going to school without learning how to learn. We just sit exam, but we don't know how to learn. If you really want to pass, you must have a framework that you use to learn, right? This is the most important thing in every syllabus. You see this thing? We call them syllabus references or syllabus objectives. Okay. Now, every paper you are writing, make sure that this thing, you have written it down. Okay. Once you write it down, look at the mark allocation. That is exactly the marks that they are going to use to ask you. And I like this new syllabus because now the spread, I like it, because you can know exactly where to focus to get the maximum marks. Okay. But don't be fooled, because some of the marks may be there, right? But then they involve a lot. So we call them syllabus weightings, which you can call marks or percentages. Now, for financial reporting standards or IFRS, if you are doing corporate reporting, now it's 30 marks. It used to be 30 in the previous one. So many things have not changed. Now, you are going to prepare financial statement for a group company. That is 25 marks. So how many marks altogether? 55. Now, being able to prepare ratios, right? position, performance, and prospect using a range of financial and other data. So you see financial and other data, it means they can even give you budget and variance information to tell us how the company is performing. They can give you audit information to tell us how the company is performing or what prompted this to happen. And you should also be thinking about ethics now when you hear about ratios, because remember, people can do what? Creative accounting. Do you understand? It means that somebody might manipulate some financial information, and then you can look at the ethical side of it. So if I have manipulated sales, why did I do that? Maybe I've been offered some incentive, right? That is a self-interest threat. What are the safeguards against this? Okay. You are going to be trained on how to answer questions to the examiner's expectation and his tone. Okay, questions have tones. We'll learn this, I think, after this very first session. We'll look at tone of questions, what kind of questions you should be expecting when it comes to theory and calculation type, and how to approach them. Okay, just a summarized way. Then we have specialized transactions, which have 15 marks. And now you see we have ratios used to be 20. They've taken 5 and they've given it to ethics, social and governance issues, sustainability reporting, contemporary issues, and ethics. In the old syllabus before the one that came last night, right? These things were there. Okay? They were there. Hey, please, some people's background though. In the old syllabus, let me everyone, eh? If you look at so unmute. You can only unmute when you have a question for me. You just put up your hand. I will give you the chance to talk. Now, in the old syllabus before last syllabus, right? These things were in your syllabus. Now, one thing that I want you to understand is that corporate reporting will now be easy for you if you know the right way, because now you have theory. These are all theory. For environmental, social, and governance, sustainability, maybe ethics, some explanations to some numbers, right? Mostly ethics come with risk. That is what we call audit risk, right? So somebody misapplies some financial reporting standard. Does it lead to an understatement or overstatement in the accounts? What is the reason why the person did that? What are the ethical implications? Now, corporate reporting now, you are saying that, wow, you had 15 marks, so theory. Is it not good? You have 15 marks worth of theory. That means if you're a smart student, this is the time you can crack corporate reporting. Because before, you weren't having this 15 marks theory just lying there. Now, it doesn't mean this is the only theory. For instance, under the reporting standards, now you'll be getting more of ethics in there. Like somebody did something wrong in a standard, you are going to be getting more theory. Explain the treatment of this, explain that, right? And ratios too are here. So if I take ethics and sustainability for 15, add ratios of 15, that's about 30, right? Specialized reporting is something that I can give you a sure banker on every day. If you add this, that's about 45 marks without stressing yourself, right? So this 45 marks, why not master this 45, right? And then add your consolidation to it, okay? 25. So 45 plus 25, how many marks? That's about 70, right? Now, this 30 marks, the reason why I'm not talking about it much is that for standards, they can bring a standard that you have no knowledge about, or they can examine a part of a standard which you haven't even read before, because you cannot cover everything. The time is short. So as a smart student, there are some standards that are conk. Whether you're doing FR or you're doing financial corporate reporting, there are some standards that are conk. It means that whether you like it or not, those standards will come. So you will just focus on those standards and add them to these marks. And then I am sure when you go, there's no way you are going to fail. Do you understand? Now, you see, these marks are the most important things. Now, once you know this, I want you to write in your book, okay? Everybody should have a copy of the syllabus. You write in your book, financial reporting standards, 30 marks. Don't write 30%, 30 marks. Group financial statement, 25 marks. I'm just using this as an example. It means for every course you are doing, right? If it has to be, it's up to you. You need to do your research. This is market research. You do your research on the syllabus weightings. Once you do your research on the syllabus weightings, you are now going to dive deep into the detailed syllabus. Now, you see, before the syllabus began, ethics was on its own. Now, ethics is what? A paper integration now. It means that every paper from level 1 down to level 3, ethics will be there. Whether you like it or not, every question can have ethics. Even ratios, there'll be ethics. Console, there will be ethics, right? Whatever you are doing, ethics. That's what ethics is on it. You said what? It says at the professional level, students will be expected to demonstrate the higher skills of discerning business judgment, thinking whether what has been done was the right thing, critical evaluation. They'll be expected to demonstrate and justify the exercise of professional skepticism. This is one thing students lack, and we are going to build it into you, this thing, okay? Now, how do you build professional skepticism? Mostly when you work, right? But I'll give you an exam style of becoming skeptical, okay? Anytime something does not really look like what it should look like, you need to be skeptical, right? Whatever the nature and sector of your professional work. Now, ethics at the professional level also encompasses social responsibility, sustainability, and environmental matters. So you see a company which is doing very well, but maybe is damaging the environment. So there was this question, the company makes rubber, plastic bowls, and then it is dumping behind, right? So the question is, as an accountant, what do you think? Has the company made appropriate provisions? Because it can understate provisions on the balance sheet, right? And provisions require expenses, debit expense, credit liability. The expenses might also be what? Understated. If government raises questions, they can close down your business, meaning you are no longer going concern. Are you recording on the proper basis of accounting? Because businesses which are going into liquidation must apply the breakup basis. Have all these things been captured in your account? Disclosures, as proper presentation and disclosure of environmental matters or triple bottom line been recorded? You see, so anytime you get questions, you are thinking about these scenarios. And once you add them, trust me, there's no way nobody is going to fail you. Okay, so you should expect ethical issues and requirements to resolve ethical dilemmas to feature in what? Please, what do you see there? To feature in what? I want you to write only this thing down for me, this one. Write it in your notebook. I'll be giving you keys and pointers. So I told you every single question that will be asked under corporate reporting, you may have ethics in there, even standards, right? The way standards used to feature was that they will tell you that, oh, somebody bought property, plant, and equipment on 1st January 2012, and then it was depreciated. He wants to revalue, right? You calculate. Now it wouldn't look like that anymore. Some of them may look like that, but some of them will be like, the person bought the plant those number of years ago, right? But then he was using a trainee accountant. Now, this trainee accountant has prepared depreciation and then cost. But then they have decided to revalue. So now you are going to recompute the depreciation and compare it to what the trainee accountant has done and tell us whether it was what? It was correct or not correct. And now evaluate based on an ethical scenario that, okay, this trainee accountant might have what? Understated the depreciation because of pressure from management. That is an intimidation threat. Do you get it? Or because he lacked competence, that is a breach in competence. Meaning this guy has not been objective and he has breached professional behavior because of this, and this, and this. But actually, the IAS says we should do it this way. Okay, now they want your technical knowledge. Even in public sector, you will be evaluating this, right? Where a head of department is supposed to prepare a statement, and that statement wasn't prepared well. Maybe salaries accrued were not treated well. Why? Maybe this guy will be audited by the auditor general. He wants to hide something. You see how these things are. Now it is becoming more practical than theory like what you know before. And I like these things because it proves to the student that now things are practical. We can learn from a more practical perspective than from a theoretical perspective only. Do you understand? Okay. So, as I said, I was just using this as an illustration. For those who do not believe, let me show you something. For corporate reporting, because corporate reporting is the most filled paper now. That is why I just want you to look at it, right? So if you look at specialized transaction, which used to be just business valuation, capital reduction. Now, you see, advice organizations on the process. This one is only the computational. So corporate reporting may have theory now, a lot of theory. You can go in the whole paper, it's even theory. I'll love that. So now, you are going to know the process, which we are going to look at, the legal requirement required for business valuations in Ghana, making reference to the Companies Act, the Securities and Exchange Commission, right? Accounting for capital reorganization schemes with particular reference to. So we'll make reference to what? How to design a scheme, okay? You see, they're even telling you how to implement a scheme, and then what? how to what? Externally reorganize, meaning close down your old company and opening a new one by transferring all the assets to a new one, right? So we have the two there, which is internal reconstruction, then we have external reconstruction. So actually, these three can also be broken into four: design a scheme, implement a scheme, evaluate a scheme, and externally reorganize. But you see, we have business valuation for initial public offer, mergers and acquisition. Very good. But there's one aspect which we have never seen before, which has been introduced for the first time. You can see advise relevant organizations specialized accounting requirements for what? Industries, including what? Mining. Have you seen mining statement before? How do mining companies account? Insurance, manufacturing, banking. So this is where you may go to the exam and publish account. So those things called pre-reporting. Pam, 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 pam. Newsflash, you are going to be preparing publish accounts. I'm telling you, what did I say? You are going to be preparing publish account. But your publish account will not necessarily be like the one that will come in FR. You may go and bring manufacturing account where you have to do raw materials, add cost of labor, add overheads, right? Then you come and get your production cost. Then you add your margin. Now transfer to purchases. You are going to do a long one, right? That is there. But if you are very lucky, they will just bring you theory around insurance, discuss the concept of what? Reserve for unexpired risk. How do you treat maybe bonus premiums under insurance companies? When it comes to the concept of banking under the Special Deposit Taking Act of Ghana, what is a banking or non-banking institution? Maybe talk about non-performing loans and its relevance to chartered accountants, something like that. You see, these are all exam questions that I'm putting across you. So I'm just opening your eyes to these new things that they are now bringing. And I'm telling you that now you should be even happy. With the right guide, you should be fine if you know exactly what you are being what. So it's not about plenty tuition centers. You can crack this thing on your own with the right help, right? And with my team and I, some of us have been doing this over a decade, right? So these are some of the things, right? I hope it was a simple eye-opener. So you see how theories are now populating, right? Now, environmental, social governance issue, you see, you have to know about the task force on climate-related reporting. This one, there's no way a calculation will come from here. Everything here, pure theory. They'll just pour theory on your head. But sometimes they'll tell you a scenario and ask you, what should the person do? Then you reference these bodies. Maybe the person should look at the GRI guidelines on sustainability. Maybe they should look at the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, how they come up with the sustainability standards and so on and so forth. Okay, so this was just a preliminary about corporate reporting. It doesn't mean you can still apply it to all your papers. Now, the most important thing I wanted to talk about was the paper integrations, that those are the things that you must look at for you to what? For you to pass. So let's go. So you will look at what? The paper integrations. Okay. I'll come to this thing. Okay. So ICA will have approved learning materials, right? Which are the study text and revision kits that are published by Emil Wolf. Okay. Now, listen carefully. Now, they are useful and relevant articles are published in Student Journal and available on the ICA website. Yes, very good. But listen carefully. Now, ICA has provided you study text and revision kits that you need, okay? But as a very smart student, okay, it seems today they don't want me to write. I can't find my pen. Hey, I'm coming. So, as a smart student, there are some requirements. I want you to write it down, right? If you want to pass, okay, you need some materials to pass. Write it down. One is a recommended study text. Write it down. Make sure that before the week ends, you have all these things. Recommended study text, okay? So you need to get, everybody must have the ICA recommended study text. Don't let anybody lie to you. They pick questions from it, okay? They can pick a topic and frame it into a question. So they will always pick questions from the book, right? So this is the Institute one, the ICA study text. Everybody must get it. Two, you must need a reference material, which means that this is a book by another author, right? Because ICA doesn't know it all. Yes, ICA is the accounting body, but it doesn't mean that ICA or Emil Wolf knows it all. There are other books in Ghana which have been written, right? Which are very good, right? I mean, most of our books, we've spent a lot of research, putting experts together all across board, right? To develop them, right? This is it. So you must get a reference material which you use to supplement, especially one with more practice questions, because the ICA manual only has illustrations. So you look for a book that has a lot of questions, right? Which will help you for more practice. Then you need what? Question and answers, okay? Which are what? Your past questions, right? You need past questions. Are we okay? Then you need research material. So research material, you can make use of YouTube, okay, blogs, friends, discussions, right? Now, if you have this, you are okay. There's no way you will fail. Okay, so every student, these are the things you need. If you don't have these things, then I don't consider you serious. Write it down. If you have this, it doesn't matter the paper you are sitting, whether it's your first time or last time, you will make it. But after having the materials, remember, when we talk about capability, right? Sorry for taking into case study. When we talk about capability, we are talking about what you are able to do. So what do you have? Which are your resources? Which is this? And then we talk about what competencies, which is how to use those resources, the skills to use the resources. So you have the resources, which are the materials required to pass. Now, what are the competencies that you need? So how do you utilize this? And I told you, write this thing down. In class, I'll now show you exactly what to do. I think somebody wants to ask a question, but I don't know the person. So let me just unmute everyone. I don't want noise, so I beg you. So you can unmute and ask your question. You can unmute. Anyone can unmute, but I don't want background noise. I'll mute everyone again. Yes, do you have a question for
Hello,
me?
sir. Yeah,
Yes.
hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Roslyn.
Yeah, please, you mentioned reference questions and answers. That's the past question. And
Yes.
then now that this is a new syllabus, are we referring to the old ones or what are the past questions?
Yes, because the topics or the subjects have not changed completely. Okay. Corporate reporting will always be corporate reporting. So if you have any past questions of corporate reporting, they are still relevant. That is why I told you this new syllabus is easier. Why? Because corporate reporting, we just added something to it. We never took anything out. So it means that the old past questions that are on the ICA website are still relevant for you. Do you understand? Rosalind, are you okay?
Yes, sir. Sir, please, what of the PSA?
Everything is still relevant. PSA has not changed. They've just added. I'm telling you, nothing has changed. They've just added, and we are going to look at the integrations they've added and how we place a key role in all the other topics. Is that okay?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
fine?
Thank you. Yes,
That's
please. Thank you.
Any other question for me, or everybody's fine? So make sure that the ICA material, before you join class, you have the material. For me, I'll not say the revision kit is how do I say it? It's compulsory, but it depends on you. But if you want to get a revision kit, I think it to play a key role. Sometimes ICA brings questions from their revision kit. I mean, it's worth the investment. Me, for the courses I teach, I have more than 40. For management accounting alone, I have more than 40 study texts, corporate reporting, any book that comes, I buy. Tax, more than 50 textbooks. That's what makes you a subject expert. Do you understand? Even my own books that I write, I use them to learn again. Yes, I wrote it. I know it's in my head. But when I'm learning, I still make reference to my books. So it tells you if your tutor is doing this, how much more you, the student. It's worth the investment. Let me ask you a question, right? So there are two tuition centers. One where you go and then you pay 200 cedis per course, right? Or let's just say 100 cedis per course that you do. And there's another tuition center where you go and you pay 2,000 cedis. But here you go and you pass first attempt, right? And here you keep going and coming, going and coming. Which one do you think is more expensive? Is it this one or that one?
The university.
Why do you consider it more expensive?
Because of the stress in going and coming.
You can go 100 times, and that's 100,000.
So, do you know what I want to make close? I want to make clear to you. Now, let me tell you the gospel truth most of you have been missing. Do you know what do you know what has been making us feel? How come, let me tell you, how come in a diet, you all went to the same class with your friend, but your friend was able to make it, and you weren't able to make it? That tells you there's something missing from your side. Some of us don't sit down to really see what the problem is, but we keep switching tuition center, keep switching, but we still use the same method. From the time case study came, okay, till now, till the new syllabus, some people have never passed before. PSA, up till now, you haven't passed. Have you asked yourself that the problem, it is up to you. The problem is not from anyone, it is you. You sat in class with a lot of people, they made it. Why are you not making it? If this is your first time, I want you to listen and listen carefully. Listen, I will be frank with you. ICA is not for the weak. Listen, if you are somebody who procrastinates, if you are somebody who takes things literal, right? Then I'm sorry, the course is not for you. Let me explain why. Because some of you maybe, now ICA doesn't do orientation, right? But I want to show you something. Let's look at the ICAG logo, okay? And this, I think, should motivate you enough, right? Let's look at the ICA logo. Can you see the ICA logo? You can see. Can you see? Is everybody seeing the logo?
Yes, please.
No, sir.
What do you see by the side? What do you see by the side? What do you see?
Elephants.
Two elephants. It signifies that you need the strength. It's not just there. You need the strength of 2 elephants to pass the papers. This is the meaning. And then what do you see? You see book open, right? With light shining. It means that you always need to keep gaining knowledge. Right? It is the light of knowledge. Your knowledge must always be shining. Always, you need to be learning. Anybody who has done ICA, you realize that even after finishing the course, you want to do a different course because you are not comfortable. Yes, the learning must become part of you. Right? You need the strength of 2 elephants, and learning must become part of you. Have you seen something? So I'm telling you, it's not for the weak. You see how strong an elephant is. So if you need the strength of 2 elephants to always keep your light burning, it means it's not small work. Yes, of course, it is not small work. So if you are here, it means that you've taken the decision to make it. No excuses. Excuses are why you fail. No excuses. Yes, work was there before ICA. You decided to do the course. I know. So either you put some things aside and focus on the course, or you quit. Am I being, please, I know it will hurt some people, but it's better to be frank. Do you understand? Yes, your work was there, but you didn't say, oh, my work is there, so I'll not do the course. You still decided to do. And you are still using that same work as an excuse. It won't help you. Either you make a firm decision and say, I am going to sit down this time and make this once and for all. Right? For me, I can use myself as a testimony. I never failed any paper in any professional exam. Yes, because I had my priorities straight. I know that, yes, this is what I'm doing and this is what I want to do. Right? So if it is 6 papers, I'm writing all 6 papers and I'm making all of them. It's a mindset game. Exam is mindset. It is never knowledge. If it was knowledge, look at how many times people have learned to. If you mention any topic, they can give you what is there. But how come they are not passing? That means there's something missing. Okay, you should understand this and understand it well. It is what is missing which we have to find solutions to, not the knowledge. Okay, there are people, every tuition center in Ghana, they know them, they are their friends. They know all the tutors, they have their numbers, but still, this person should have been an ambassador by now. Still, the person is failing. That tells you there's something missing, something you are not looking out for. So I'm telling you the truth. If it has to be, it is what? If it has to
be me.
It's up to me.
Yes, you are the only one who can do it. Remember, the strength of an elephant. So it means that even if you fail, don't lose motivation. Because CA opens doors. I can tell you the doors CA has opened. If you really know the right people, Masa, being a chartered accountant, no be joke. The things you can do, if you have the right path, after CA, you have the right path, the right organizations, the right industries, you will never go hungry. So it is a lifelong something. Before becoming a doctor, is it that easy? Oh, please answer me. Is it easy to become a doctor?
No.
But once you become a doctor, do doctors go on retirement?
No.
No, a professional never retires. That should be motivation enough. It's like most of you are too focused on the exam that you forgot the other benefits. If you take it as just an exam writing exercise, that is where you fail. But if you take it as a lifelong skill you are learning, even if you fail, you are ready to come back and make it. Don't let the failure should make you move forward. Say we are going to pass, but even if we fail forward. Do you understand? So when you fail forward. So we practice total quality management. And there are some principles in total quality management that are very important for me. He says what? Get it right the first time, right? That is the first principle of total quality management. Get it right the first time. Now, if I can't get it right the first time, I must get it more right the next time. Do you understand? Those are the principles. And the third is customer focus. Now, if I can't get it the first time, the second time, I must get it more right. So if I was targeting 60 marks, in my next sitting, if I don't make it, I should make 80 or 90. That is it. Continuous improvement, Kaizen. Do you understand? These things are applied to real life. Now, I'm telling you, I'll tell you the truth. Throw everything away. If you are using so many materials, focus on the study text. Focus on what we tell you in class. Practice. If you are the type who draws timetable, Monday I have FR, Tuesday I have man account. Stop. That kind of timetable is for children. It's for those in SHS and those in GHS and universities. You are professionals. If you are doing 5 courses every day, make sure that something from the 5 courses have been learned. Even if it's 20 minutes on all of them, it is necessary. And this thing, when you practice it, trust me, you are never going to fail. You don't need people to be taking so much of your money. You can use it to do other things, right? This thing is not difficult. I don't see why people have to spend so much when it comes to IC and CIT and all these professional courses. If it was ATTA, fine, the dollar will get you. But I believe that you can make it once. You just need the right guide. You need the right guidelines to make it. And it's a mindset game. It has never been about knowledge. Ask yourself, those who have sat and want to sit again, ask yourself, if it was really about knowledge, let me just do a small quiz right now and ask people. You will realize the things people know. Some topics that I'll mention, people are even, they know detail. Let me ask impairment right now. You see people giving me impairment skills when realizable value is less than this, you have to do this and all that. Yet, how did you fail? It means that there's something missing. And that is the mindset. Do you understand? If you have to make it, it is a sure banker. It should be in your mind that from today, I am going to make it. That should be your position. So no matter what it takes, I will make it. Okay? Yes, you are here to witness syllabus walkthrough, but you're also an ICA candidate. And I'm telling you the truth. Have this mindset with you, and there's no way you are going to fail. Are we cool? So those are the little words of wisdom I wanted to put across. If you have told yourself that you will make it, let me ask you a simple question, okay? Assuming I gave you a book with 200 questions, and I told you that from question 1 to 5 is coming from this stream of 200 questions. Are you going to say it's plenty, or you will go through all of them?
You're winning now, Baba.
So
we'll learn all the 200.
So why don't you do that? Because it's still the same past questions. Do you understand? It's the same things which are reframed. They just added some few ingredients. It's like you cook your jollof this way, but these people have decided to add some spices and other things. That is all, right? So the thing is, get the concept, spice it up a little, think about all the possible scenarios. That is where I come in to give you all the different kind of scenarios, all the different ways they can ask you questions around this. Add it to your toolkit, then you are fine. I hope that is okay. So we need a strength of what?
2 elephants.
And we always need to keep the light burning, right? With this, we should be fine. Okay. I believe everybody is okay. Okay, so we saw the learning materials, and then I told you the materials that you need and a bit of mindset. Now, there are some things that we need, which I call the integrations, right? I hope you wrote some things down. Let's look at the integrations. I don't know whether I've passed it or we are still. These are the integrations. So this is the most important part, and then we'll look at some particular developments. Now, I told you loss regulation codes and standards. Did you write it down? Okay. Now, these things, they said they are updated annually as changes take place in the regulatory environment. See, this thing too, I'll tell you before, let's say, VAT, for instance. Now, VAT is examinable across levels. Even in public sector, you will have VAT calculations because indirect tax forms part of government revenue. Now, let's say, now assuming VAT changes now, okay, don't say that, oh, in the syllabus, the syllabus came in 2024. So the VAT 2024 will be examined throughout, right? No, it is not true. If VAT changes in the next 6 months, okay, to 1 year, in the next year, when they're examining, it is the new VAT that they are going to use. If anything changes in public sector, it is the new law that they are going to examine. Don't say that this is not in our syllabus. No. Yes, the syllabus has been crafted, but you see in the syllabus, they have told you that what? These laws, regulations, codes, and standards, are you getting it? Are relevant, and now specifications are updated annually as changes take place in the regulatory environment so that students know exactly what is and is not what examinable. Now it's more practical. So if a new standard comes, right, in the next few months, if maybe in a year's time, the standard can be examined. However, that standard was not in the syllabus. Are we okay? And some things too will never be examined because they are not relevant to the current business environment. Okay, so this is what I want to tell you. So if you are the type who says, oh, any syllabus, no, I'm telling you, any new thing that comes, just be aware of it. At least just have an idea so that you'll be fine, right? Now let's look at the integrations. Okay, so they have integrated business and professional ethics and professional skepticism into the syllabus. Are you getting it? And that was what I was talking about before. Now, ethics is more than just knowing the rules around integrity, objectivity, professional competence, and due care, confidentiality, and professional behavior. You see, the syllabus itself is telling you. Now, it is about what? Identifying ethical dilemmas, problems, or situations where accountants find themselves, they don't know what to do. Understanding the implications, that situation, how does it imply? What is the effect on the person or the organization? Making judgments and behaving appropriately, as well as using professional skepticism to build business trust. What is skepticism? Being alert, always having the mind that something can go wrong. These are the things you need to have. I'm telling you today, any question you are solving, open your eyes, because now it is more, I see it's more like a game now, okay? So when you are solving the question, open your eyes. What could go wrong? That's the first. Immediately open your exam question. That's all that is in your head. What could go wrong? Think about all the likely scenarios that could happen, right? So an accountant is recording research and development expenses, right? You have seen that it is a question on R&D. You start asking yourself, what could go wrong? There's a potential that the R&D, the research portion, has been capitalized instead of being expensed. Very good. There's a potential that that research and development expense has been overstated, meaning they want to maybe reduce profit and reduce taxes, right? You see how I'm thinking? There's a potential that the development expense has not met the development criteria, but I'm capitalizing it, or I've wrongly expensed development expense, or there was a development expense that didn't meet the criteria or met the criteria before or met the criteria after, or that has not met the criteria again, which should be expensed but is now still capitalized. There was an intangible acquired in a business combination that was not recorded on what? Fair value basis. So you see, all these things, you as a student, once you get the knowledge, now think about all the possible things that could go wrong. Don't look at what will go right too. That one is already there. Think about what could go wrong and use it to answer the question and check whether those wrong things, use the wrong things as a checklist. What did I say? Use the what?
Use the wrong
things
things
as
as
a
a
checklist.
checklist.
Yes. So now if you are doing FR and you see that, okay, maybe you are doing a standard, use the wrong things. Okay, so did the person wrongly reclassify this as that? No, he didn't. So you check. Did the person wrongly do this? Then you tick, he didn't, right? So once you use the wrong things rather as a checklist, it is easier to see that the wrong things were not done instead of looking at the right thing has been done. You see the mindset I'm giving you. If you look at the right things were done, it means that when there are wrong things, you will not spot them because you are only looking at the right things. But do reverse engineering. Rather look at the wrong things that can be done and use it to check. So if you don't find any wrong thing, it means that they have done what?
They may send it, we say, or the number may send in a direct answer.
Do you understand? So we are saying that if you use the wrong things as the checklist, it means that once you do all your checks and nothing is wrong, it means that they have done the right thing. You get it? But if I'm just looking for right things, I lose marks because I will not identify the wrong one. This is professional skepticism. If no one has told you, I will tell you. Does that make sense? Did you write it down? Please do. Because this is an integration across board. Hello? Have you written it down?
Hello, please come again so that we can write it down.
I said use the wrong things as the checklist. So let me give you a scenario, right? So let's see. Let's see. Now see, ABC Limited, right? ABC Limited has employed the director's son, right? Has employed the director's son, a recent ICA graduate, right? A recent ICAG graduate, not so, who graduated maybe last 2 months, right? As the head of finance, right? As the head of finance, right? The company wants to raise a loan, and this guy has been told to prepare a forecast. Okay, this guy has been told to prepare a forecast, and upon receipt of the loan, he's going to get a bonus of 10% of the loan that they are going to receive. Now, look at this. First of all, what could go wrong? That's what you need to think, right? Don't see whether they're doing something right. You see here, assuming I was looking for the right thing, there are only wrong things in this scenario. So I may not spot them. Elom, do you get what I'm trying to say? But when I start thinking about what could go wrong, first of all, he's an ICA graduate. First thing that comes to mind, no experience, right? So how the heck is he going to prepare that forecast? That is my first issue. Once you have no experience, there's a potential that there's a breach in what? There's a breach in professional competence, right? Do you understand? Because you don't know anything. Yes, you have your exam knowledge, your certificate. Yes, that is true. There are no CPDs. You don't have any experience, right? Once you don't have any experience, it means that 3 things have been breached. Sister Rita, let me just take the A off, right? So, first of all, he didn't have enough resources, maybe didn't have enough information, or he didn't have enough time. And these are the factors that make people breach competence. So you see how I'm approaching it from ethical perspective. Okay, this guy doesn't have enough experience. Okay, fine. This is his first job. And then if this is your first job, there's a potential that they are going to put pressure on you. One, you do not want to lose the job. True or false? True or false?
True.
And then you are the director's son, familiarity. So because you do not want to lose the job, there's a self-interest here. It means that anything they tell you to do, you are going to do. You see this scenario alone, all the points I'm coming up with. Yes. Now, as the head of finance, is it not too big a role? Somebody with less experience, what is it going to do? Definitely, it's going to do some manipulations, right? To fit the company. There will be intimidation. They will intimidate him, management pressure. Because this guy is a young guy coming in. He doesn't want to lose his job. He's the director's son. Imagine all the pressure on his head. And they said they'll give him 10% of it. It means that if this guy he will find a way to make sure they get the finance at the life, because 10% of, let's say, they're going for a loan of 10 million, no be small money. That's about 1 million Ghana cedis for a young ICA guy who just graduated 2 months ago. So he'll do anything possible to get that. So you see how I'm approaching this. I'm just looking at all the wrong things that could go wrong. I'm never looking at any right thing. Elom, are you okay now? Did I explain it to your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did everybody get my approach? Did everyone get the approach?
Yes, please.
Okay, so that is it. Look at all the wrong things that could go wrong. So people are saying, oh, ethics there is not applicable to tax, so it's not applicable to public sector. There's a topic called public accountability, right? Hey, nobody told me. Somebody said, please, it's not being recorded. My syllabus walkthrough is always recorded. Oh, don't worry. I'm streaming on YouTube, so the YouTube one will be available, even though I'm not recording. But then let me start recording from here. You should have told me earlier, but I'm still streaming on YouTube, so that version will be available for download. Are you okay? Or you can rewatch on my YouTube channel. Now, that was a bit about what? Professional skepticism, right? Checking all the wrong things that could go wrong. Now, ethics is integrated throughout the ICA qualification to develop students' ethical capabilities to make suitable decisions, right? Ethics is embedded into the ICA qualification and develops students' ethical capabilities in 3 ways. Let's see. First of all, studying the code of ethics for professional accountants, detailed content is included in the relevant model. So now ethics is not just on the surface like what you used to do. Now, anytime you ask students about ethics, all they will talk about is what? Dr. Pico, right? Professional behavior, integrity, competence, confidentiality, and objectivity. Now, when they start asking things about relativism, you don't know. Personal ethics, you don't know what this means. They ask you about what? The American Accounting Association model for ethical decision making. You don't know what it is. Now there's going to be detailed recognition. If they ask you what is public interest, what is the issues around whistleblowing, assuming you see somebody doing something like money laundering, you don't know. Then why are you writing the paper? Now there will be detailed requirements for some of these things in your papers. And as a student, once you are able to have this mindset, you are able to have this framework, you should be fine. You should literally be fine. Do you understand what I mean? So let's look at this thing. I want you to write the paper integrations are very important. That's why I'm focusing on that one, right? So first of all, detailed content to be given. And now across all the ICA 14 papers, ethics will be examinable. Whether you're doing level 1, financial accounting, business management and information systems, introduction to management accounting, which one again? I think I missed one. Business and revenue law. Somebody will say, how is ethics applicable to law? You know that if I unknowingly or I give an employee an unfair dismissal to an employee, is it ethical? Using child labor is against the labor law. Is it unethical? Please answer me. Nobody's answering. Is it unethical? Using child labor, is it not also against the labor law?
Yes, it is. It is against the labor law. It's unethical.
Right? A simple scenario. This guy is using child labor. Labor law officials came to do maybe their review, and then they bribed the labor official, and they were still using child labor in their factory. Is it good? Maybe unfair treatment of a pregnant woman who asked for a leave. They never gave her a leave, but the director's daughter was able to get a leave to go out with her boyfriend. You see how these things can be embedded. Yeah, so think about all the possible things that could happen. It's not necessarily, you guys, plenty ICA students always think about exam. Think about your normal life, things that could go wrong. Have that professional skepticism mindset. Now, candidates are assessed on their understanding of and reaction to. So you must understand one, you must react to. Tell us, is it good or is bad, right? Reaction to ethical dilemmas within the context of the subject matter of each model, right? Before, students only knew ethics from the point of audit and maybe corporate reporting, but now it's across all papers. Now, progression is made from identification of issues, right? Identify and then make judgment on perspectives, conflicts, and responsibilities. So you meet something like conflict of interest, and conflict of interest are possible things that could go wrong, right? So we have what we call perceived conflict of interest, okay? What people think and what has actually happened. So if I'm a director of a company, right? And then my brother is a warehouse keeper, listen, And then they see me all of a sudden, I'm driving a lavish car. And all of a sudden, some goods which are worth that lavish car or expensive than that lavish car has disappeared from the warehouse. What would they say? Well, my brother is a warehouse keeper. All of a sudden, I'm driving a big car and goods to have gone missing. What would people say? Please answer me. What would people say?
They'll feel like you are looting from the company.
Yes. Meanwhile, it might not be true, right? So this is what we call perceived conflict of interest. Okay. Then actually, maybe it might be the second employee in the warehouse who is actually stealing it. But people always use perceptions. And this is where you have to prove to the examiner that, oh, from what I'm seeing, in my opinion, I think it is this. So now I'll teach you how to answer questions, right? Rhetorical questions, how to apply some specific techniques. And these are some of the things that we do in class to enhance your ability to pass once and for all. And I'm really telling you, this that we are guaranteeing your pass mark. It's only when you don't put in the work we tell you to, right? There are going to be group discussions which are compulsory across levels. So it means that if you fail to join those group discussions once, let's say 3 times, and without any reasonable reason for not joining the group discussions, I'm going to take you off the class because we vouch for excellence, right? From start to finish, excellence. I want you to go and sit the paper and come back as success. It means that from now to the time you write, there's no way any question will come and you will fail. If you fail, it means it's your own doing, right? Because we are going to make sure there's no way you will fail. Impossible, right? For me now, I'm telling you, impossible shouldn't be in your life because the word impossible is just a small mistake that people made. It's actually, they forgot apostrophe, right? It's actually, I am possible. They forgot the apostrophe. So to me, this word doesn't exist. It can be done. If someone can do it, you can do it, right? So there's nothing like impossible. It's impossible. It's just that when they were writing it, they forgot the word, the apostrophe. That's why you see the word impossible. So from now, impossible must become what? I am possible. Is that okay? Just have that mindset and you should be fine. Clear? Can we go? So we have seen ethics, and I told you we've looked at some context of practical application of ethics, right? After learning the ethical principles and requirements and applying them in the context of your exam, you develop and apply them and behaviors within your daily work experience, supported by regular employer reviews and ICA professional development framework. So actually, the ideal ICS student from level 2 is a manager, meaning that you should at least be working and be inculcating the things you are learning into your daily practice. But assuming you are not even in that field, there are people working in sales that are still writing ICA, no problem. That is why scenarios are given in the exam to give you that mindset, right? So culture and values are central to long-term success. How a business adopts an ethical approach towards its staff, shareholders, you see, they are giving you tips. So these things, people will not read them, I know. But they are telling you things that you should spot, right? How you adopt an ethical approach towards your staff, shareholders, customers, and regulators, as well as within your own operations, has a bigger impact than any performance measure or operational improvement. Now, listen carefully. Now, those doing, for instance, strategic case study, management accounting, this is what I'm concerned about, professional behavior and all those things and how they impact on performance. Let me take something like dysfunctional behavior. For instance, if I impose budgets on staff, they will not be happy. It can affect staff performance, affect efficiency, affect bottom line, affect your return on capital employed. You see how these things are important. Now, as financial people, everything that happens, whether ethical or not, ask yourself, how does it affect my financial statements? How does it affect my financial statements? I want you to have this at the back of your mind. Write it down. If you want to pass this slide, these are the secrets. Are we okay? So demonstrating a clear commitment to ethical behavior is one of the main drivers of ethical performance. It delivers an advantage when recruiting, right? Those doing business management, HR strategy, strategic case study. It adds value to a brand management and marketing. It instills trust and confidence in partners, right? Suppliers and others that the business is well run and resilient. Stakeholders. Every paper has stakeholders, whether you like it or not. They are going to ask you something about stakeholders. You see, they are telling you culture and values because culture is the way of life of a group of people. Charles Handy said, culture is the way we do things around here. These things and your values, things you hold dear to the organization, are important in the modern accountant's life. Something like activity-based costing, right? It revolves around culture. There are some things that will drive cost in one organization that will not drive cost in the other. Culture and values, very important when it comes to ethics. So you see, ethics is now very broad, and that is why you guys have to open your eyes. Now, achieving this is not a matter of simple knowledge. You see, the syllabus itself, they have told you, write this statement down, I beg you, because this thing should be a reminder to you that achieving what I am talking about is just not a matter of simple knowledge. Now, you don't need simple knowledge again, right? So some of them will have right and wrong responses, straightforward. Now, they require technical understanding, rigorous appraisal. Sometimes you have to think. And this is what will waste your time in exam. We'll find a simple way to handle such scenarios, right? And skillful handling, professional skepticism. Accountants must have the necessary skills to apply professional judgment in any given situation, taking into account what has been learned as an ICA student about the ethical responsibilities as a chartered accountant. Okay? Now, none of this can happen without one key element, professionalism. That goes beyond merely knowing the code of ethics. It means embodying the right behaviors and having the ability and willingness to push back against those who might what? Compromise the integrity of the business. That confidence comes from what? The qualification that prioritizes not only technical knowledge of the ethical framework, but also challenges accountants with what? Scenarios that accurately reflect the ethical dilemmas an accountant may face in business. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is professional skepticism. Again, we have talked about this, right? Now, it's a professional skill that supports effective decision-making. Now, you see these integrations. Now they are going international. They are international itself. So now in your papers, right? You have something we call professional marks. Okay. You have something we call professional marks. So when you're able to see something around professional skepticism and bring it out, maybe they didn't specifically ask, or something about ethics, and you brought it out in a scenario, before the paper, maybe before the whole paper you start writing, so you've got 10 marks free. So every paper will have some of these things hidden in there, right? Sometimes, yes, you may not see them, which means that you are marked over 90. Do you get it? Because, for instance, when I take the previous tax paper, advanced tax, professional communication was there for 5 marks, right? And every night you see them will tell you that, oh, write an advice to the commissioner, or maybe advise an investor. And then you just go and write advice to the investor and you underline. You lose this 5. Do you know why? Because this professional communication may be in the form of a letter, a memo, and an outline, a presentation, an advice, a report, right? So anytime they tell you to write something, you have to present it in this manner when you are doing tax. If nobody told you, if you had a narrow escape in tax, like you are around 49, you never got to 50 or 48, 47, it means that you are not the type who likes writing professional communication. So you lose the marks around that area. Is it understood? I hope you are learning something. So these professional marks, we must learn how to get them, right? Okay. Now, professional skepticism is very important, right? So the requirements to apply professional skepticism requires that you do not always accept information as you see on the face value. Think about it. I told you use the wrong things as a checklist, right? That is why this is a new syllabus. And new syllabus, first impressions are the best, right? I may not tell you some things, but please, they are keeping tabs on you. So I beg you, just make it the first time. Just pass. When you pass, you realize that all the papers you keep passing. But when you start with failure, you will fail. I beg you. We are not failing. Are we okay? None of you are failing. Amen. None of you are failing. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
You must be able to obtain and understand information relevant for making reliable judgment based on facts and circumstances known to them, right? Now, make informed challenges of views developed by others. Be sensitive to the integrity of information, including the source of information and the appropriateness of its presentation. Withhold judgment pending thoughtful consideration of all known and reliable information that are available. Be alert. This is where I'm concerned about. Alertness to potential bias, right? For instance, I like talking about reporting because that's where people have a problem. Now, let's say that you are supposed to receive a government of Ghana appropriation, right? Or maybe district assembly allocation. Some of these things, they might be put in, and then they tell you that the district assembly common fund administrator has done this or has done that. Think about it. Right, head of department not doing his work. Think about it. There's a potential around the government budget to be biased. Think about it. Right, taxes were imposed on somebody maybe unfairly. Think about it. Right, so all these things are going to be there. Right. Now, the next thing, there are some areas here when you have time, just read, there'll be a lot of pressure on you, especially within the exam. So we build that pressure in the classroom. Kill it before we go there, because I'm telling you, the papers will not be easy. If you think it will be like what you have been writing before, those who are, this is your first time, I'm telling you, it's not easy work. You really need the strength of 2 elephants. You realize something. Anytime the diet ends, they give a prelims of what is coming. Look at the tax paper that came last night. You see, it was all scenario based. Yes, now that is how your papers look like. Every question is a scenario. Okay, and before the end of this meeting, it wouldn't be long. Before the end of this meeting, I would talk about some basic techniques you need to answer all scenario-based questions, even with calculations, right? You need some things. They are looking out for those things. In their marking scheme, those things are there. Are we okay? Now, they are now integrating, we saw the integration of ethics, we saw professional skepticism. Now, they are integrating IT into all your papers, right? Into all your papers. Please, I'm open for questions. I'll be with you soon. Let me get some water.
If you have any question, kindly put it in the chat box. And from time to time, Boss Bill would attend to all your questions, your queries in the Q&A section. So if there's any statement that he has made that you don't understand, you have a peculiar problem, kindly make use of the chat box and put in your question. Thank you. And as much as possible, if you are not asking a question, just make sure that you mute yourself so that we don't get any unnecessary feedback or noise from your background.
Thank you. Now, they have integrated technology, okay? Now, I don't want to waste so much time because it's almost, people are tired, some came from work. But now there are some new skills like AI, cyber security, automation, data analytics, blockchain. These things are very important to accountants, right? It will not be, because IT is quite new, it wouldn't be like the way they examine it in SEMA, CPA, ICAP, the Institute of Chartered Accountants, England and Wales, Institute of Chartered Accountants, Nigeria, but at least you should be aware of how some of these things do work, right? You should understand databases, what they are, big data. There are some things that span across levels, right? That is, if you really want insight into IT, there's a part of the paper we call business management and information systems, right? Where they used to do those things, those information system stuff. Now it is spanning across almost all papers. So you see that the syllabus has made it clear that there will be questions around data analytics. There'll be questions around automation. There'll be questions around cyber security. Have you noticed? So write these 3 things down. Everything I tell you to write down, just write it down, right? You see it go a long way to help you out. Any question? Any question or everyone is fine? Okay, have you written it down? So these and other innovations are likely to have a significant impact on the way that accountants assess, move, and manage business finances. Technology can provide information more quickly and often more accurately than humans, but it cannot replicate human intelligence and quality decision making. So as accountants, yes, we use AI. People say AI will replace us. It's not true. It depends on how you use it, right? So we are saying that what? We require quality decision making. So now most of your papers, some ratios may even be given to you already. You don't need to even compute any ratios. All you have to do is explain or interpret them. And that's how most of your questions will be coming nowadays. The data there to be presented to you already calculated most of the time. But you now explain or give reasons why that is happening. That is how it is, right? Because IT can do all that. Now, therefore, chartered accountants hold a key role in data analytics. Data analytics is the process of analyzing data, right, with technology. Basically, that is it. So the source of the data, interpreting and analyzing the output, tech provides opportunities for CAs to use their professional skills to add value to their clients and other businesses in which they work. So if information is given, you don't just need to be able to analyze them, but you need to do in-depth analysis. Now, as routine and compliance work reduces, there's greater focus on the development of skills that equip professionals to work with the outputs of automated processes with other specialists and in a changing world. So skills like what? Analysis, interpretation, professional skepticism, communication, collaboration, adaptability, resilience, and commerciality are essential for tomorrow's business leaders. And these are embedded throughout the IC exam and professional development framework. So this is the first part of your walkthrough. If you have any questions for me, I'm open. Before we now start looking at the papers themselves, I believe that most of us here, who is writing level 1 here? Because I want to only walk through the level 2 and level 3 papers. But if we have a level 1 here, you should just put up his or her hand. Because if I say I'll do a complete walkthrough from level 1 to level 3, it can waste a lot of time. Do you all agree with me? Should we just do level 2 and level 3 and go? Because I believe most of you are level 2 and level 3 students, right? What do you say? Yeah, so that we just start from level 2.
So iPhone supports the idea that we start from level 2 and 3. Vicent is also in support.
All right. I believe so. So no question. I'm in for your questions. So it's the questions that I need. Okay, so give me your questions and then we can move.
Because Bill, all the comments coming in are in favor of concentrating on level 2 and 3.
Okay. Okay, but I would talk about some few things, right? Especially in the level 1 courses. I'm not going to really talk about them, but there are some few topics that I want to talk to those doing strategic case study. Now, if you look at business management and information systems, there are some things that when you go through their syllabus, you see something. Identify and explain what? The nature of key stakeholders in the organization. It is examined way down at level 1. So something like stakeholders, if it comes at level 3 and you cannot answer, they see you as not a serious student. You came to take exemption, right? That, oh, give me an exemption. Yet stakeholders came, you couldn't answer. You are not serious. That's what the examiner will deem you. Concept of stewardship, corporate governance, responsibilities of those charged with governance, right? Describe the nature of business ethics, social responsibility, and environmental and social governance. Main public sector entities in Ghana, including state-owned enterprises. So you see now, public sector is also an integration. Almost every paper, there's something around public sector in there. So you come here, organizational structure. Case study, those doing case study knows that organizational structure is skunk. Every day, 10 marks. It is still there. Simple structure, functional structure, divisional structure, corporate structure, centralized and decentralized structure, decentralized, matrix, mixed, network, virtual organization, shared services, right? That's what we call collaboration, shared management team, pooled budget, outsourcing, consortia, networks, right? The business environment. Okay. So you see this thing, process of strategic plan development is here. Functions and processing in identifying business objectives. Okay, functional strategies, formal and informal organizations, culture, leadership, management, team formation, motivation, R&D, human resources, recruitment and selection, all that, right? Marketing. So you see these things, we have done them at the lower level. So those doing strategic case study, I tell you the gospel truth that every day, your scenarios, these things will be concrete, right? They will be there, just like that. So if you do not have so much knowledge there, you have a problem. And you see why we are saying it from level 1, not even level 2. So it means that when you lack knowledge in these areas, you will fail because they will not compromise to say, oh, let us give him something, right? So you see this part around the business information, like nature of data, information, knowledge, and information technologies, main risk to the development of new system, risk of data bias. These things that you are seeing is now across all papers, right? So you see things like PESTEL, you see it in level 1, 5 forces, 4 P's of marketing, product life cycle, BCG, SWOT analysis, ANSOF's growth matrix, right? You are seeing cloud accounting. This is something new. We haven't seen it before. So what is cloud accounting? Have you used QuickBooks Online before? That's an example of cloud accounting. Have you seen somebody making robots to move? That is what we call the Internet of Things. Something like being able to do Python IDR, being able to use this thing. There's a name they call it. Or remember. But the Internet of Things is so advanced. We have digital assets. We have fintech, right? These are all things you need to understand them. So NFTs, understanding digital aspects of trading. Now there's digital real estate, understanding these things, right? These are all new things that accountants need to know. And this one is not only this paper, almost all the papers have it. Artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, Google Bard, Jasper, all these things, you need to understand how they work. Machine learning, what is it about? Robotic process automation. Now, everything is IT in this your paper. So if you are the type who doesn't like IT things, media, I'm IT bias, then you are welcome to fail. But if you are ready, there's nobody, right? Remember, hard work will beat talent any day, anytime. So far as you are willing, it doesn't matter how old you are. Say maybe the MBA Nipa. No, I know most students say that, hey, I see you bringing this, yes. But would you continue remaining in the dark? No, you won't, right? Cyber risk, computer fraud, okay, risk to data security, things like human error, theft, hacking, right? The use of social media is even in your syllabus. That means these things are very important, right? They want accountants to be top-notch. Legal and ethical issues relating to information security, okay? So when you look at it, right, you see governance and ethical issues, right? Legal implications relating to companies in difficulty or crisis, right? This thing, they brought it here because at corporate reporting level, you need to reorganize businesses. Do you understand? That is why they bring some of them at level 1. Okay. So just not to waste time, just want to show those who are doing management accounting. You see? Now, you see what they brought. They brought budgeting process in the public sector. So those doing management accounting, now public sector budgeting, program-based budget, right? The public sector budgeting cycle is part of the management accounting exam, okay? Now, this is level 1, but you see differences between role of management accountant in the private and public sector, okay? The need for what? Integrity and ethical behavior and preparing management information. Before, this was not there, right? So role of the management accounting within commercial and public sector organizations. So you see now, management account, any course we are doing, we'll do public sector case, and we are going to do private sector case as well, right? So you see, public service activities and costing scenarios like case-driven services, recurring service, specific one-off projects, what do we call it? Those who do public sector. New public management, this public-private partnership, right? These are specific one-off projects. So build, transfer, operate, build, operate, transfer, those ones, right? They are still in management accounting. Now, they can give you a scenario where there's a build, transfer, operate, right? And then you have to compute the costs relating to what the private owner is getting and what government is getting, right? Then you check whether government is on the good side or they can assess you from the perspective of the of the public sector owner, right? The private sector owner, you are going to check whether it's beneficial or non-beneficial, right? A costing decision, okay, CVP, all these things are there. But you see now, they are bringing planned program budgeting systems, which is public sector, right? Resource restricted budgeting, public sector, participatory performance, right? So now a lot of things around public sector will be there. Okay, you see now they are bringing gift missile. This is management accounting. I'm just showing you management accounting. They're asking for gift miss, right? They're asking for budgeting in Ghana, right? The budget cycle, budget formulation, authorization, approval, execution, reporting, monitoring, and evaluation, right? Format and content of public sector budget, the nature of public sector programs and program sustainability, right? Key legislative requirements of management of what? Public finances. So that the management, the head of department, the controller and accountant general, all those roles can still be examined in management accounting. Okay, so yes, we shouldn't have looked at level 1, but I hope the information I gave was very important. So those doing financial reporting, this is the first paper. Please, this one, if you are doing corporate reporting, I also want you to note some things. It's just similar to what you guys will be doing, but now it is very specific. Now, it's not only ethical and then the conceptual framework. It also comes with the regulatory and legal framework, meaning the Companies Act can be examined. Okay, so regulatory, legal, and ethical framework, the International Accounting Standard Board conceptual framework for financial reporting, current issues. That means there'll be other current issues. And you see that it is 15 marks. Wow. So sustainability, those current issues are now 50 marks in financial reporting. Application of accountants, the financial reporting standard 25. Publish account 20. Consolidation 20. Ratios 20. So if you're a smart student, you capture your console. Console, I always take console as a sure banker. Console is something that if you know, you know. You don't know, you don't know, right? And we can teach you console in such a way that if you go, you always have it as a sure banker. Now, application of this financial reporting standard 25. Add ethics to it. That's about 15, right? That's 40 marks, not so. Come and add. No, this is the standards, sorry. Where is console? Console is 20. Add ethics, that's 15, that's 35, not so. Okay. You have ratios here being 20, that's 65. For me, this is my 65 that I always give to students. Once you have these 65, the rest, it doesn't mean you will not learn them. You will learn them, but your focus is on this, that if I go, if this is 50, this is 20, this is 20, I'm grabbing all that 45, right? Or that 55, I'm grabbing it. The rest, I'll play around them. And trust me, you will pass if you learn like this. So now let's see the detailed breakdown. So the first syllabus reference A. The first syllabus reference A, we are going to look at some things there. Please hold on for me. Please, are we okay? So IASB, the IFRS Interpretation Committee, role of IFRS Advisory Council, it was the same last night, like the previous night, right? The same thing. But now I told you that they will be examining corporate governance and then the Companies Act. This is a new provision. So if you are doing FR, I beg you, you don't need any textbook. Get a copy of the Companies Act, right? Get Ghana Corporate Governance Code. You type it in Google, plenty will come. You can download. Now you see sustainability and climate-based risks, right? Carbon emissions, opportunities on the preparation of financial statements. That's sustainability. Actions taken by IASB regarding sustainability. Those doing corporate reporting, this is still relevant because you will be examined, right? Then they said apply what? The conceptual framework. So you see the syllabus was specific. So these things are the questions they are going to ask you. These are the chapters of the framework, right? But these are specific exam questions. It means that now, if questions are coming, they'll be specific. State the objectives of general purpose financial reporting, 5 marks, just like that. Explain the qualitative characteristic of reliability. or faithful representation. It can come like that. So the syllabus itself is a stream of questions they can ask you, right? And you see everything, discuss, question, discuss, question, discuss, question. Make sense? Okay, that is fine. So that's the first part, and that is 15. Now explain and apply appropriate accounting and financial reporting standards, right? So we have inventories, IES 2, we have accounting policies and estimates and errors, IES 8, we have IES 10, events after reporting date, okay? Accounting for government grants and disclosure of government assistance, IES 20, we have IES 21, foreign exchange, we have borrowing costs, IES 23, we have financial instruments, recognition, presentation, and measurement, right? But here you are not going to learn derivatives and hedge accounting. That will be done under what? Level 3. Then we have impairment of assets, we have intangibles, we have provisions. So impairment 36, intangible 38, provisions IES 37. We have agriculture, IES 41. We have income tax, IES 12. We have PPE, IES 16. Look at the number of standards. We have investment property, IES 40. We have non-current asset held for sale, not only that, and discontinued operations, IFRS 5. We have revenue from contract with customers, IFRS 15. You have to know leases or lease contracts under IFRS 16, statement of cash flows under IAS 7, related party disclosures under IAS 24, earnings per share under IAS 33. You need disclosure of interest in other entities under IFRS 12, then fair value measurement under IFRS 13, right? So look at how many standards you need to know in financial reporting. Meaning, not be clear, it is a clear case, no joke. Look at it carefully. Now, when you go down the syllabus itself, forget textbook. This thing itself is a roadmap, a complete roadmap to make you pass once and for all. When we go down, it tells us the level of knowledge that are required for each of the standards, right? So if you come, you see you have 1, you have 2, and you have 3. Okay, this tells us your level of knowledge. Okay, so if you see level 1, it means that you have general knowledge with basic understanding of the subject matter. Okay, in the application thereof, sufficient to identify significant issues, evaluate the implications or impact, recognize that additional work or advice may be required by somebody who is more competent than you, right? But you still have knowledge greater than a lay person. Okay, that's level 1. When you see level 2, it means working knowledge with broad understanding of the matter, a modicum of experience in application thereof that is sufficient to apply the subject matter in straightforward circumstances and identify issues requiring professional attention in more complex situations. I mean, you can identify, but you tell the examiner that somebody who is more knowledgeable than you should be able to do it. Then level 3 means you need a thorough and solid understanding, right? Meaning high priority area of the subject matter. You have some experience in its application, right? Where you can exercise reasonable professional judgment in the application in those circumstances generally encountered in practice, and you can recognize when the assistance of a specialist may be required, right? And this level of knowledge is lower than that of what? A specialist, but you are almost a specialist. So when you see level 1, general knowledge, level 2, application, level 3, expert level. So if you see something like conceptual framework, some people say, oh, conceptual framework is not in corporate reporting. I'm telling you, it has always been there. But now, that is why they say explain the treatment. It means that the conceptual framework has been embedded, because conceptual framework teaches you how to apply what? Measurement, recognition to what? Assets and liabilities, right? So those things are there. So you require thorough knowledge in the conceptual framework. You see at FR level, the level is 3, right? Introduction to IFRS. You need a thorough knowledge in it. It can be examined at any time. When you come to presentation of financial statement, at each level, IAS 1, you need thorough knowledge, right? You need to know asset, liabilities, aggregation, materiality. You need to understand those concepts. Know current assets, current liabilities, equity instruments. You need to know them by heart. That's why you need high level of knowledge. But when you come to level 1, inventory, you don't need so much. At least you need some relevant knowledge to solve basic questions like inventory is measured at low of cost and NRV. But you come to level 2, level 3, at least you should have knowledge about it. No impairment or write down of inventories, no FIFO, APCO, right? Retail methodology for handling inventories, no appropriate disclosures when it comes to inventory. Okay, I'm just showing you so that here it will help you prepare. Okay, if I say I'm going through all these things, it will take what? A lot of time, right? But there are some standards that if you yourself sit down, get a copy of the syllabus, open this part if you are doing FR or corporate reporting. Now check all the standards that so you see something like accounting for retirement benefit, just what is it about? It's required for corporate reporting. Something like what? Investment in associates and joint ventures, you see level 2, required. Level 3, high knowledge. Reporting in hyperinflationary economy, maybe some small theory may come. So the ones that are low priority, that have one, right? Those ones, you know that yet then it will come. Something like what? General requirement for sustainability is 2, meaning some theory around it. Climate-related disclosure, some theory around it. But you see level 2, level 1 is not there. So if you are able to sit down, write all the standards down and look at the ones that are 3. You put all your hope and your bangers there that this one, it doesn't mean that the one that has 2, you don't learn it. You learn it, but you know that the 3 carries more weight, right? Because that one will be more of application. Master the standards that have 3 associated with them, right? Do you understand? So when it comes to IFRS for SMEs, you see at FR level, you just have to have basic understanding. I get it. But then if you look at this one, it is 3. But the only thing is that here, the only difference from the full IFRS is what is examinable. So maybe when it comes to investment property, when you're applying IFRS for SMEs, they use only the cost model. Maybe that is what they will examine. I'm telling you, no be small joke. These things, maybe when it comes to intangible asset, when it comes to impairment, there's a way IFRS for SMEs applies it. So they're only going to look at the differences. It's a very big document, but they will only focus on some specific areas which you are going to apply as an accountant, right? So this table that you are seeing, or this exhibit that you are seeing, very important. And it doesn't only apply to FR. For public sector and advanced audit, there are going to be some public sector standards, IPSAS, right? Which you need to know. So those doing public sector, now you see the knowledge requirement. I hope we have some people doing public sector here. So let's see something. This is very important to write them down or get the syllabus, open them, know the IPSAS. Now IPSAS calculations will come. I'm telling you, it won't be theory again. So the same way you do borrowing costs can come. Government is going from a loan from IMF or for a loan from one of the banks in Ghana, right? You know, government can still go for a loan. How do you account for, maybe you want to use it to build a school for free education, right? That's a qualifying asset, right? So in accordance with IPSAS 5, how is this going to be treated, right? So they've given you the cost and everything. You have to compute the capital expenditure from government perspective, and you see the level of knowledge. So it doesn't mean that all the IPSAS you have to know, right? But financial reporting under the basis of accounting part 1 and 2, you need to know this, right? It's 1, very small knowledge, like the advantages and disadvantages of cash-based accounting, accrual accounting, just know them, right? What are international public sector accounting standards, the advantages, disadvantages, difficulty in implementing IPSAS in Ghana. These ones are just one, like basic knowledge, right? When it comes to the conceptual framework, which I believe your tutor is a master, right? Every night, a question comes from here, whether you like it or not, right? You see the knowledge there. It is 3. Is Solomon online? Is Mr.
Boss,
Nation?
please, I'm here.
This thing is not examined every night. I see you talking about it every time. Conceptual general purpose financial report, and it keeps dropping, not so.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that means these things are very important. Yes. EA, your hand is up.
Yes, Boss Bill.
Yes, sir.
When you mentioned IAS 1, my mind quickly went to the new standard that has been introduced, IFRS 18. In your view, what advice would you give to students in respect of the new standards?
Those standards, okay, just have, before you say the paper, just have knowledge about it. It doesn't mean it should be detailed, but at least have what is it about? What are the key components? You can even use AI to summarize it. Now, there's no excuse. You see why I'm telling you that if you fail a paper, it means you are not serious. Do you know why? You have all the tools available at your disposal. You can summarize the whole book even using AI. So I don't even see the need why people still struggle to learn when everything has been made easier for you. It means you do not have the right information in class. We'll teach you how to use all these AI to learn, right? We are not just teaching you, but we'll teach you how to also be able to learn. Learning techniques, how to use mind palace, how to use mind maps, how to use point, explanation, evidence, how to answer scenario questions, how to deal with answering the scenario questions, how to deal with what do you think type of questions, how to deal with theory type of questions, how to deal with appraisal questions. Okay, so knowledge. I see a lot of people do not have these techniques. Yes, they just teach you raw. You now figure it out using past questions. But there's a way to win the examiner's heart when it comes to answering scenarios. Okay, you can pick a paragraph, use the whole paragraph as an heading, boom, you can get it. So there are always techniques there. It is better to learn smart than to learn hard. And that is where we come in, right? We give you what you need. You also put in the effort, and together 30 plus 70 equals what? 150, not 100. Because synergy is when the combined effort of two or more people are greater than their individual efforts combined. And that is what I want for you guys. Do you understand? So from the get-go, I want you to start as soon as possible. Don't wait until class starts. That means you are not ready to pass. But if you are really ready to pass, from today, start downloading the past questions on the ICA website for the courses you are doing. Start question, answer, question. Even if you don't understand, write it down. Do research, watch YouTube videos, make notes. You come to class, you add what we give you to it. That is while you are preparing, right? Let me ask you, assuming there was a gun on your head, that if you fail this paper, they are killing you and your whole family. Is there a chance you are going to fail? Please answer me.
No.
Or if you fail this paper, you will die. Are you going to fail? Yes.
No.
So that should be your mindset. That time, which if you fail, you waste, that time could have been used for something profitable. That time that if you fail the paper, you still go about waiting again for another 6 months or 4 months to go to class again, spending time away from your family. Is this happening? Do you understand? I want you to have that mindset that I am going to make it once and for all, no matter what it takes. And I want you to start, even if today or tomorrow, today you are tired, start tomorrow, do research, do a lot of research about the subject you are going to write, and be more knowledgeable even than your tutor. Your tutor, what's so different about me? I was just once a student like you, true or false? And then I've also graduated, I've done other courses. But at the end of the day, is it not still the same material that you are going to learn that we are going to use to teach you? So what's so different about me? So I tell you, there's no difference between a student and a teacher, just knowledge graduation. So I'm telling you, start. Learn as if you are going to teach someone, right? Learn as if you are preparing for a big interview with IMF and they said they need you to learn public sector. Would you master the whole syllabus for that opportunity? Answer me, please. IMF has called you, or World Bank. They said, learn the whole of public
We will say, we will.
Come and present it and get $200,000 tomorrow and a position at World Bank.
I will learn like a mad person.
Why don't you?
I'll pull for it.
Why don't you learn like that mad person and claim what is your possession? Claim it by force and you can make it. Don't let anybody lie to you. There's no secret anywhere. The secret is where I'm telling you. You can make it yourself.
By fire.
Of course. That is it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Learn as if there's no tomorrow. Like tomorrow is when you are setting the paper. If you have this mindset, you will not fail. Okay, we don't spend time to learn, but there's something we call adaptive response mode. If you put your brain into that mode, you can sit down and grasp 200 pages and remember all the 200 pages. And so, see, it is not everything that the big men know that they put on the internet. Some knowledge are better hidden. That is why you don't see them on the internet. Yes, it's because you're not supposed to know. But I will tell you, there are some things that you have to grab them by force. This is it. You hard code your way into success. That is it. So I'm telling you, if you are ready to make it, you will make it. You understand? So please, no excuses. If it has to be, it is up to me. That is it. From today, tell yourself, make use of the internet like something. Learn as if you are the one going to teach me tomorrow, not me. Right? You are researching. You go, you type this, IFRS 16. You watch the video, you make notes.
You come to class, say, but when I watch a YouTube video, it said this. Is it right or it's wrong? Okay, let's try this question. Say, I was trying my hand on this question after watching the YouTube video. I didn't really get it. Can you check it out for me? This is how it should be. We relate. You can even teach the teacher something he didn't even notice. That is how you learn, right? I want you to inculcate this thing as part of you and try and test and see. If you do not pass, come for refund. I'm telling you, if you try these methods that I'm putting across and you fail, you'll come and take a refund. Do you understand? Because there's no way. This is a guaranteed way to make you pass. Joining group discussions are done. Joining group discussions in the evening. Just make sure that you are ready because, see, I will tell you the truth. If you know what people are saying about the syllabus, they are laughing at you students. Or you don't know, they are laughing. Because there's a money-making opportunity for ICA. They will make a lot of money from this syllabus. So, if you want proof, go and check their study text. Look at the new exam payment. Look at the fees. How different is it from the last time? Is it expensive or is normal?
Expensive.
Yes, because this is a money-making exercise for ICA to make sure you fail and come back again. So I'm telling you, if you don't take this harsh decision now, there's no way you are going to, if you fail for the first time, there's no way you pass again. So I'm telling you, go and make it once and for all. Please, if you are being lazy, you are using work, internet, and stuff as excuses. There are people who don't have access to the internet that much. The internet is messing up. So when they get the opportunity, they download YouTube videos and put them down. Learn. Forget tutor. Even if you are going for class, yes, tutor will give you his, but learn as if there's no tomorrow. Learn as if tomorrow World Bank is calling you for an opportunity, and that course they need you to present it. What will you do? You will get it. Please, are you listening? So these things, I want you to know them. I think it's a good roadmap, right? So that you don't waste your time. Like something like IPSA STEM, say, do you get what I'm trying to say? A construction contract, not bad. At least, what is it? What are the advantages, disadvantages, right? But when it comes to inventories, you have to know everything about public stores or government stores. Know it by heart. Disposal of government stores. You need to know these things by heart, right? So you see all the ones with three, write them down and know that, okay, if anything should happen, this thing is a sure banker for me. That may require two maybe to me, but not so detailed like the three. So that is where you focus. Two, no, just have rough knowledge. Maybe by the time you're going to write, at least have knowledge about them, the reporting, recognition, and all that. Everything is strategy. If you want to make it, you need to be strategic. So at the end of it, you see that they give you these tables, right? So you see all these tables. So you see, when it comes to international standards on auditing, right? The one at level 2 and level 3, they've given you those writing audits, right? So when you go, there are specific areas in audit that whether you like it or not, it will come. Subsequent events, every day it comes. Going concern, it will come. Written representation, it will come. Audit of groups, nowadays, it will start coming. But you see here, the knowledge is not that much, but at least basic knowledge. Using the work of internal audit, it will come. Auditor expert, it will come, right? So there are some things that you cannot do away with, right? So we now move to public sector. I think FR, we were looking at those areas. If you have any question, I'm open. You can put your questions to Emmanuel. I'll be with you shortly. Emmanuel, you can take over. Or Solomon.
Hello, colleagues. We are available. If you have any question, you can ask your question now. My other senior colleague, Solomon, is also on the call.
Yeah, please, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so my question is regard the table that Boss just took us through. So I want to know the needed standard are the one they have stated in the table. So if we are to look at maybe IFRS standard, we should focus on the ones in the table. And they have also stated the requisite knowledge we need to know about that standard. So the ones in the table are the ones we need to focus on, not the entire standards. That's my question, please.
Okay. Your question is noted. Is there any other person who has a question? Please feel free. If there's anything that Boss Bill has mentioned that you don't understand, this is an opportunity for you to ask. He will come back and clarify everything for us. Do I assume that we are all fine? Hello, colleagues. Are we all fine?
Yes, please, we are fine, sir.
Yes, please.
Great. Great.
Okay, so let me answer our gentleman who just asked the question with regards to the standard.
Okay.
When you take the public sector, for instance, you realize that they are referring you to the Appendix A. And what is the Appendix A? The Appendix A is talking about the key standards that they are going to examine you on. So you need not to go beyond what they have given you, because the syllabus itself has given you the exact standard that you are going to look at. We have a lot of standard, but specifically, they have given you the needed one that you are going to look at. So you look at the weight behind, as my boss has just indicated, the 1, 2, and 3. You look at the one with the highest one. When you look at the 3, for instance, it is giving you a practical case, then the 2, then the 1. You get it? So I won't advise you going beyond what the ICAG has given you, but you go according to what they have given you, because the one in the table alone is even plenty. So how much more time are you going to get to look at the other ones? So that is what I want to say. So specifically, you look at each of the subjects and which standard are they going to examine you on. You get it? So as I said, public sector, when you read, they will tell you that refer to what? To Appendix A. So Appendix A is what my boss has just given to you right now. Thank you. Boss, please, you can continue.
Thank you, Boss Solomon, for that explanation. Our colleague who asked the question, are you satisfied? Are you fine?
Yes, please, I'm
or you
satisfied.
have a follow-up question?
Please, I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other question? Okay. So whilst we are waiting for Boss Bill, I'm sure we spent over 1 hour. What are some of the things that we have learned so far from our interaction with Boss Bill, walking us through level 1, showing us the linkages between the papers? I believe we have learned something. Can we share? What are the things that we have learned so far?
Okay, Bossima,
yes,
what I want to pass across as my boss is preparing to come is that, you see, he has been saying that public sector is now embedded in all the subjects.
Okay.
If you master the public sector, believe you in me that you are going to be fine. Because now, public sector is now in all of the subjects, most especially the standards. You get it? So when he was presenting the FR, then the MBA, I realized that the conceptual framework, most especially the FR, the conceptual framework is the same as the public sector own. You get it? So that was what they were examining students on in the previous syllabus, and it's now like repeating itself in this current syllabus. There's nothing changes. The only changes is that they have added new standards and the integrations. You get it? As my boss has just said, the ethics, the IT, and all that stuff. So what I want to advise students is that please pay key attention to what the standard is saying. Don't go beyond what the syllabus is saying. Just go according to it. Try your hands on the test case. Try your hands on the past questions. Look at the recommended books that we are saying. they are telling you, attend class. Be with the friends, the group discussion, and all those stuff, and be assured that when you do all these things, you are going to be fine. That's what I want to pass across.
Thank you, Boss Solomon. So back to my question, what have we learned so far? For me, the two elephants that we saw in the ICA logo could represent an effective group discussion or study group. And therefore, I'm sure Boss Bill will talk about that getting to the end of the syllabus walkthrough. Don't do I walk alone. My apologies to all the Liverpool fans on this call. Don't do I walk alone.
You owe me apology.
Let's form study groups, study together. And by doing that, we'll share the workload, and you realize that in no time, you would have covered all the essential areas for you to secure your pass mark. So let me hear from colleagues. What have we learned so far during the presentation by Boss Bill? Let's make it interactive, please. Madam Benedicta, what have you learned so far? Very important, especially those in Accra. It will go a long way to help us. Okay. Madam Benedicta, what have you learned so far?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I think what one of the things that I learned is that he's encouraged us to get the recommended materials that we need to pass the exams or to pass the subjects that we are attempt to. So he mentioned, I think, 4 things that we are required to get.
Okay.
Other than these, he mentioned that we need to get the recommended study text by ICA. We also need to get reference materials. We need to get question and answer pamphlets or stock copies, and then we also need to use research materials, maybe YouTube or even the internet, to help us to explore and then to expand our knowledge base.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Benedicta. I can assure members that. Hello.
Yeah, he also advised that we shouldn't wait till the last time to study. We should start quickly. And then at least spend little time on each topic or each subject that I'm sitting on. We shouldn't wait till last day. And we should
Okay.
also seek knowledge from other relevant books or websites. We have to read wider to enhance our knowledge.
Thank you very much, Madam. I'm sure most of us are aware that most of the study text and question bank for the new syllabus are ready. Please make arrangements and get your copy as a sign of your commitment in ensuring that you are going to secure your pass mark in November. Mr. Enoch Boatin, what have you learned so far?
I think Tandy's hand is up. I'm back.
Okay. Cameron, you are asking how you can get them. The books are available at the ICAG office. In fact, I placed an order for mine today, and it has been delivered to me. So I can tell you on authority that the books are available. I have mine right by my side. Boss Bill,
Yeah.
with all the
Yeah,
knowledge he has,
rush. The people are
with
rushing
all
to buy.
the knowledge that Boss Bill has, Boss Bill also has grabbed his copy. It tells you that he's not joking. He means what he's saying. Boss Bill, over to you.
Please, I wanted to ask that if I have the previous question bank, will I still need to get the new ones, or they are almost the same?
You need to
Okay, I reserve that one for my boss, Boss Bill.
Get the new one, my sister. Get it.
Quite the
It's
investment.
good.
Every
Yeah,
time you make such decisions, remember the two tuition centers I mentioned, right? One where you have to spend 2,000 investment, and one where you just have to spend 100 cedis per diet. You realize that you keep going and coming, so it's worth the investment. Get all the necessary machine, the necessary materials if you can. For me, I never stop buying materials because learning is never ending, right? And that won't make you a subject expert. You see, let me give you it's a testimonial of my own personal story, right? I remember one paper where I was just buying materials and learning. My goal was just to pass the paper. I never expected an award. But the thing came and I had 99%. And still nobody has broken that record in ICA. I had 99%. Yeah.
Say why?
And it came with monetary reward of that time, 2,000 cedis. I got a free lunch. Charlie, it was good. I was sponsored by, I think, was it KPMG and one other audit firm. It was so nice. And the second time, I wasn't even focusing on an award. Fine. 96% again, award. Came with monetary consideration, 2,500. At the I see a cannibal. So, I mean, it's worth it. And these things were motivation. Do you get it? So I tell you, there's no help anywhere apart from God and you yourself, right? In any professional course, you need two things: the grace of God and the ability to learn. I will be frank with you. The grace of God, if you come to prof, all we have is the grace of God. Now, the ability to learn is your part. Do you understand? And we are doing everything possible. Now, there's a website for you with all your courses. There will be books there for you to go, articles for you to go and read. There will be free material. For instance, if you come to this website, right, you can go to free videos. And if you go to free videos, you see my whole YouTube channel is there full of videos for you, syllabus walkthroughs, where you see so many things. Free materials are there for you, free videos, everything. So I don't see the need for you to feel. Do you understand? So, I mean, and the channel is there. You can subscribe to the channel, move there, see what is there. We'll be updating it regularly, putting things there for you to make your passing as smooth as possible. There's even a chat room. Even though I haven't signed in, see, there's a chat room. I can go to the chat room, go and ask a question. If somebody has help, the person can help, right? So it's that open. If you see, these are chat rooms. You can't see the chat but you see this is an open chat room. Hi, can someone please help me with August 2023 past question? You can see, hi. So it's like that. So it's just an open chat room. You can chat, ask questions, you can make friends. If you feel like it's hard on your eye, you see, I can switch to dark mode, right? If I feel like I want to chat with admin, you want to chat directly with me, you want to chat with admin, our student support staff are all there. Once you click it, it takes you directly to their WhatsApp. You make your enquiry. So everything has been put in place for you to pass, right? We are making it possible for you to pass first attempt. That is what we are giving you, right? And I believe that you also make us proud. Not so. So that is a little I wanted to offer. Because it's getting late, today it was literally about the whole thing. Tomorrow evening, I will now be going through the detailed topics one by one, and then you see the new integrations, right? Actually, this new syllabus, I have some good news, it has been reduced from last syllabus, okay? It means that the material is not so many, but you would have more scenario based. So now lecturers are going to focus on material, yes, but we are going to do more practical stuff. Do you understand? So I believe we have learned something small, okay? Tomorrow, I'll give you detailed insights. And then classes are starting on Monday. I'm not waiting for anyone. Monday, we are starting. I think Monday is strategic case study. We are starting, and that very Monday, we'll cover a huge chunk of the syllabus. I want to finish all the syllabus areas, and then we'll get time for practical issues. Okay, that's how we are going to be doing it now. So, I mean, that was it. I hope it wasn't bad. This is the first session of the syllabus walkthrough. Well, that is what I had to offer. I know we didn't learn anything, but I believe it was worth it. So the site is available. It's profstudyhub.com. If you want to register, Emmanuel or Esther, our student support staff, will send the registration link for you. So you register, make payments and everything, and then we take it from there. I hope that is okay. But if you have any questions, we are still open for your questions before tomorrow's session. I believe people will have more questions tomorrow. But for now, I believe this is where we had to end. Any question?
So please,
No, but still, before my colleague asks the question, if maybe you could just walk us through one of the thumbnails for them to see how their videos will be uploaded, for them to have access to all their lecture recordings.
Yeah, so you know, one of the features is that you get access to lecture recordings. So after a class, your videos will be uploaded. So once maybe you are in the course, right, you get access to it. So we'll create an account for you, okay? And then assuming you are an outsider, you can just come directly, create an account here and buy the course directly from the site. And then you get access to the course. But if you're a student and you have registered with us, we will now create an account for you with a unique password, which you can use to what? That means you will be enrolled in the course, which means that you can use that account we are going to provide you to log in into the site. And then all your lecture videos will be there for you, right? And they play according to topic, with notes and everything. They'll be uploaded. You can go and read articles, right? So when you come to the article, if you're a tutor, you get the ability to create an article. But if you're a student, though I can open it, you have to review your article. But for now, it's only tutors who get access to create articles, right? For instance, I just put a dummy article there. What is e-commerce? This on e-commerce taxation. You see, you can come and read, put in a reply, and even lessons, there are replies and there are comments that you can put there or ask questions, right? There are Q&A sessions. There's the chat room. There are chat rooms all over. You can create, meet friends, ask for questions, ask for help. Is that open? Everything is there for you. It's Prof Study Hub, okay? Prof Study. Yes, yes. I will be taking you through corporate reporting. I'll be teaching you strategic case study. I'll also be teaching management accounting. But when you need help with any subjects, my team and I are there equally. Everybody in my team is top-notch. Remember, I only deal with top-notch guys because I'm top-notch, right? Yes. I'm top-notch, so I deal with top-notch guys. It's Prof Study Hub, okay? profstudyhub.com. So you can see it here, Prof Study Hub. Let me annotate on the screen for you. Prof Study Hub. Prof Study Hub is together. Prof Study Hub. Okay, so we'll start uploading stuff there for you. Yes, please. I'm
Hello,
open.
sir.
Yes, madam.
Please, will you advise that we those who have PSA to write, to maybe add maybe one course in the part 3 to write, or the concentration should be concentrated and get the PhD?
It depends on your time. Because for me,
okay.
Write 5 papers and they're able to make it. They add one from level 2, and then they add all the level 3 papers, and then they go and pass all the 5. It depends on your capacity and your capability. If you are the type who is mostly distracted, who has less time, then I would advise, if you have PSA, finish the PSA so that you can get a clear mind for level 3. But if you know that, oh, at least you are okay, I would advise maybe take your PSA and you look for a course which is similar to PSA, maybe taxation, right? Because you see there's a link between PSA and taxation. That's how you learn. Okay, you learn taking things which are, connected. So I will take PSA and take taxation because some of the laws I learned in PSA will be applicable to tax. Fiscal policy will be applicable to tax. Do you understand? That is how you clear it. Now come and focus on audit and focus on corporate reporting. Now, corporate reporting and audit are almost the same. If you want to clear today's the strategy, you clear this. You come and take a strategic case study, right? You come and take a strategic case study, and then you take which course will be left because this one you have done. Yes, it's only left with SCS, right? And that means you are done. You are gone. Then SCS, you kill it, then you are gone. But SCS, there's a new guaranteed way you can pass SCS. Very simple. Management accounting, PSA, no matter the course. I said this, that we are guaranteeing you your pass mark, but it cannot be done alone by us. You also have to play a key role. Is that okay? I'm promising you, I said your pass mark is guaranteed. Your pass mark at toward the amount. Have you heard this before? We have put your pass mark there for you, but it is only when you put in that work and I see, then we'll work on it together. Are we okay? So that is it. I hope this session was not bad. Tomorrow, we'll now go into the detailed course requirements where each tutor will be taking you through the detailed course requirements. But if you have any questions, somebody was asking of a payment plan. Yes, there could be a payment plan arranged. So you have to talk to administrator. If you want to contact administrator, this is her number 02, I think 0246752130. You can equally contact 0244 990-773. This is Emmanuel's number. Emmanuel, I hope I got the number right.
All right, sir.
Okay. So that is it. So if you want a payment plan, you can discuss with either Esther or Emmanuel, right? Then a payment plan can be arranged with you, but make sure you stick to schedule. I'm not giving any payment plan beyond 2 months. Okay, I'm not giving any payment plan beyond 2 months. That one is also a policy that I'll plead with you, right? So that is it for today's session. I don't know if you have any question for me.
Okay, so thank you very much, Boss Bill, for your time this evening. I believe that participants have learned a lot. I want to give opportunity to 4 people to just give us their closing remarks. Having listened to Boss Bill's first day for the syllabus walkthrough, what would be your closing remarks? 4 people, and we are done.
I had wanted to ask a question before Prof came in with the final submission.
Okay, please go ahead, sir.
With respect to our lecture videos, the one he said it will be uploaded onto the site, are they downloadable? Because I've been a student of this. I've been a student, and actually, some of the videos, unless you play them online, so sometimes it becomes very difficult when you are within a particular area, you want to learn, and there is no internet and stuff, so you're unable to. But when you are able to download a lecture note onto your PC or your phone, you play it at your own time, whether there is internet or not. So I don't know if these videos that we uploaded are downloadable.
That is a question mark question. The whole thing is, before, I used to make all my videos downloadable, but you know this country, anything gotten on a silver platter is shared on a silver platter. Ghanaians' motto, sharing is caring. You get it? These are our intellectual property. Yes, I would like my students to actually download the videos, but the thing is, they download and it's all over the place. How can you give free study notes to students, and by the time you go to another tuition center, somebody has taken your note and he has made it into a textbook and is selling for 250 cedis? Once where where you yourself, your book is free. He has compiled your notes and is selling. Why? So for me, I would love to, but the videos will be encrypted. It cannot be downloaded, but I've made the site in such a way that it consumes less bandwidth. So even where you are in a place with very bad internet, it should still be able to play for you, okay? If the internet is bad, then that one is a problem. But at least you should be having, as time goes on, I'll inculcate an offline version into it, right? Where so far as you have an account, the video should be able to play without internet access, right? So as you've told me, I'll think about it and inculcate those things in there because yes, internet might be a problem around here. Please, boss, is your question answered?
Yes.
Yes, please.
With your permission, I want to make a contribution on your submission.
That is fine.
Over the years, I've also noticed that for online classes, a lot of our students, when they join, they watch the lesson as if they are watching a video. They don't have a pen, they don't have a book, they don't take down any notes. Sometimes when people even mistakenly put on their video, you see them lying on their bed and they are listening to the lecture. I think it is something we need to draw our students' attention to, that is not the way to go. It's a classroom.
No, rip popcorn. No, enjoy class. Popcorn, cook.
I beg to have a little bit reservation. Sometimes you are driving.
Yes, for that one we understand.
My first time I joined your study, let me say your platform to study, I actually played an online lecture in a car whilst traveling, having an official journey with my colleague. So it's like sometimes there are some few exceptions to those things. You see, you play those videos and other things. Other times you have to take pen and paper and be writing. Sometimes you just have to listen.
Oh, that is true. To every rule, there's an exception. But some people, that is how they like listening to the lectures. But you should be writing, making notes, researching. Remember, whatever we give you is not the end, it's the beginning, right? So once I teach you IFRS 16, I expect you to go online, look for more resources on it, just to make sure you are a subject expert, right? That is what I want from you. And for those doing corporate reporting, we are not going to learn every standard. We are going to focus on some key standards. Okay, so that means that you have enough room to become masters of those standards to the extent that there's no question on earth that can be asked around that standard that you cannot do. Right? So that is my style now. Just focus on key areas. You go, you make it, and then we are done. Okay. And once you finish ICA with us, that is not the end. You get discount into our other courses. We have an alumni community of experts where you get free trainings to, boost your professional competence and other stuff. So it's a never-ending journey, right? So you are welcome aboard. Yes, we
Thank
are still.
you, Mr. Imoro, for your question. Any other comments? One gone, so 3 more closing remarks about what we have learned today.
Good evening, colleagues.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, my name is Gideon, and yes, this is my first time on here. It's my first time actually going to take ICA exams, and I must say that this has been a wonderful session. I already feel very pumped up to sit for the exam. I already like how things are going on here. I have a lot of questions, but I believe that would be later because there are some few things I need to find out.
So you can reach out.
About it.
Yes, you can reach out to admin, right? Call Emmanuel.
Okay.
You can call Emmanuel on the second number, the 0244997773.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Any other thing?
Okay. Thank you, Gideon, for your question. Any other question, comment, contribution about today's session? Okay. Any other comments? Okay. It looks like, Boss Bill, our participants are satisfied with today's presentation. Once again, we want to say thank you. God bless you for an excellent delivery and job done. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m., we would have part 2 of the ICAG syllabus walkthrough. So please, let's encourage our friends, our colleagues to join day 2 of this exercise. And believe you me, you will write your ICA exams and pass at first attempt. I didn't hear anybody say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, so because Boss Bill is the lead tutor for Prof's Training Solution, we always start our sessions with prayer and we end with prayer. So I want to call on Boss Bill to give us the closing prayer for this evening session. Boss Bill, if you can hear me.
Yes. Shall we pray? Our Lord and Master Jesus Christ, once again, we bring to you a new family. You said wherever 2 or more are gathered in your name, oh Lord, you are there. Lord, I want you to prove to my people that you are still in the miracle business. Prove to them that you never disappoint. Prove to them that they can go and make a first attempt. And at the end of the day, they shall give all honor, blessing, and adoration unto your name. You said in Deuteronomy 28 that we shall go, and our going and coming in will be blessed. Our kneading trough will be blessed. Our house and household will be blessed. Our cattle will be blessed. We shall lend to many nations, but borrow from none. We shall be blessed in our going in and coming out. This day may our exam paper be blessed. Our marking, may we go in and come out on the D-Day. Lord, we are putting this before you. And I want to prove to them that anybody who has an encounter with Prof's Training Solutions is a winner.
Yes.
Not only
Amen.
win the exam, but will win in life. His
Amen.
family, household will all be blessed. May they
Yes.
go and proclaim to the world what you have done through us. Lord,
Amen.
you have never disappointed me. You said, wherever I turn, wherever my people turn, they shall prosper. So shall it be.
Amen.
I commit them in your hands, protect them, and let tomorrow be a fruitful meeting as you've made today fruitful.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
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 All participants, we don't take your participation for granted. We want to say a big thank you for joining this evening session. We are very grateful. We are looking forward to meeting you again tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. for day 2 of this exciting session. Until we meet tomorrow, God bless you and good night.
God bless you too. Good night.
Good night, Bill. Good night, Iman.